irregularities such as poor quality, costs, overruns, rising, and stock turnover. Controls prevent accumulation of errors because they are detected in advance and corrected. Controls have a positive psychological impact on the subordinates. Controls facilitate coordination. So there is coordination because when you're doing control, you have to set the standard, you do the action, so there is that part of coordination. Then there ensures timely completion of tasks. You have to check, you have to keep on checking if they're doing according to the set standard, so that is ensure timely completion of task. So there's a time that you've put maybe for the subordinate, so you have to check if they've done according to the time that you've set to them. Controls facilitate handling of complex situations, such as manager keeps track on the various major elements to ensure they are well scrutinized. Controls provide feedback on the status of work. Controls aid decision making by enabling managers to be aware of problems and giving them the information that is necessary for decision making. Controls facilitates organizational efficiencies and makes plans effective. Enables the organization to adopt environmental changes. It can be used as an evaluation tool to assess performance of individual employees, managers, as well as organization. It improves communication in the organization. Those are importances of control. Then we have characteristics of an effective control system. In order for you to have an effective control system, it has to have the following characteristics. One, you have to have a goal-oriented. The system should be designed to achieve specific goals. Accuracy, the system should provide accurate information. Simplicity, it should be simple to the person operating it and to the people it is being operated on. Objectivity, a good control system should be objective, free from any bias, should be fair, and should be applied uniformly throughout the organization. And also it has to be cost effective. The cost of implementing and maintaining the system should not outweigh the benefits derived from the system. Acceptability, a good control system should be acceptable by organization members. Timeliness, it should provide feedback on time. It is a person, if a person is appraised, he needs to be given feedback on time so that the corrective measurements can be taken before it's too late. Suitability, a good control system should be appropriate for the organization. That is, it should be tailored, made to suit the nature and the requirements of the activity control. Should be suggestive. The control system should not only show deviation but should also suggest solution or correct measure. Integration, a good control system should be properly integrated into the overall organization setting. Forward looking, a good control system should consider its implication on the future of the organization. So those are the characteristics of an effective control. Should be goal-oriented, objective, suitability, accurate, acceptability, yeah, forward-looking. Kidogo tutakuwa. Endelea tu, uko mbele kwa ina shida. Symptoms of inadequate or defective control. So when you see the below, you have to know that the controls are not they're not in order, they're inadequate. When you have unexplained declines in revenue and profit, so there's a decline in revenue, maybe you are making some losses, that is, you don't have control. And then when there's increase in customer complaints, customer complaining too much. Employee dissatisfaction, this will be evident by increase in grievances, working capital shortage, idle facilities and personnel, disorganized operation, excessive costs, evidence of waste and inefficiency. That is a lot of scrap and rework. That is when you see those ones, it means that in an organization you don't have controls. We have differences between planning and controlling. When you say planning, you say control. Planning, it's deciding in present what is to be done. Planning is looking ahead. Controlling?
Planning.
Nasema controlling, nasema planning ya kwanza, soma control ya kwanza.
Oh, control rounds of the process of managing organizational resources by measuring results and checking them against previously agreed standards. Controlling is looking back.
In planning, it is a decision-making activity.
Control is a monetary process.
In planning, it uses estimates.
Controlling places more reliance on measured data from specific cases.
Planning is less structured.
Control is required.
Is
highly structured.
Planning is required at the very outset of the management, whereas
control is required at the last stages.
Okay, that's true. Planning, it's among the first stages of management, but controlling is the last one, is the last stage. And planning uses estimates. In planning, you use, but in controlling it's what? Places more reliance on measured data, so there is a measurement. The other one is estimates. And planning is a decision-making activity. You're making some decision. And the other one, you're monitoring. By the way, you'll be doing some monitoration. So, similarities between planning and controlling?
Both are concerned with identifying and quantifying standards of performance. Measures used for planning purposes are frequently the same with the one used for controlling purposes. The one used for controlling purposes are frequently the same with the one used for controlling purposes. E.g. targets. Control and planning are highly interconnected, but they cannot be separated from each other. In the absence of control, all the planning is futile, because control comprises of taking steps taken to ensure that the performance of the organization conforms to the plans adopted. Both makes use of quantitative tools. Types of controls. Feedback control. This is also known as the after the fact control. It provides feedback about a process that has been completed, which is used to prevent recurrence of the problem in future process.
Oh, so this one, it happens after the fact control. So after the problem has occurred, we are preventing the recurrence of that problem in future.
Feed forward control. This is also known as the after feed forward control. This control is exercised at the input stage of the process, while the manager anticipates the problems that may arise and formulate mitigating measures.
So this one is exercised at the input, at the initial stages of the process, where the manager anticipates the problems that may arise and formulate mitigating measurements. So it's done before the problem occurs. Concurrent control, that is ongoing basis. We have cybernetic control. In cybernetic control is a system that uses a self-regulation mechanism. It deals with routine, progress, tracking, and correction. Features such as control is a strong feedback mechanism. Cybernetic control involves a self-correcting feedback loop. The following four vital elements must be present in a cybernetic control. We have existence of agreed upon standard, existing of a measures of measuring the process output. Then you have a means of taking corrective action of remedy unacceptable variance. So you have to set the standard first. You measure the performance, what you're performing, and then you compare performance to the set standard, and then you identify any deviation, analyze the deviation, develop and implement corrective action, and then you measure again the performance. Now, cybernetic control is a control system that relies on human discretion as a basis basic part of the process of its process. Non-stability control include institution, judgment, power, and politics. Learning does not take place as objective are ambiguous, and the effect of the intervention are unknown. Controls, techniques, or tools. We have some controls, techniques, or tools that are used in controlling. One is budgetary control. You have to budget. You have to control the budget that you're putting. You have to do some ratio analysis, break-even analysis, project evaluation and review techniques, that is PART, and the critical path method, CPM. Performance appraisal, benchmarking, balance scorecard, financial and accounting control, rules and regulations. So those are techniques that you can use in controlling. Impact of control on employees' behavior. How do the employee behave when they are being controlled? One, controls affect individual freedom, and this may lead to resistance to change. Employees, they don't feel good when they're being controlled, because they are being affected. They affect their freedom, and they may lead to they don't want to change. When they are being controlled, they don't want to change. Another impact is that too much control does not give employees a leeway in the way they work, which stifles creativity and innovation. Strict controls measures may lead to falsification of information, where managers and subordinates manipulate information to show the standards and results have been achieved. So they might falsify the documents so that to ensure that they've done according to the standards that they've been put. Controls can lead to operating delays. Too much controls can lead to mechanical way of doing things, leaving little room for creativity. Controls may resent, especially when these affects find themselves in a situation they have no control over. We have budgetary planning and controlling. Budgetary is the first control. A budget is a qualitative expression of a plan of action prepared in advance of the period to which it relates. So these are preparation. It's a qualitative expression of a plan of action prepared in advance. So you prepare in advance for the period in which it is related. Budgets may be prepared for the business as whole, for departments, for functions such as sales and production, or for the financial and resources items such as cash, capital expenditure, manpower, purchase, among other elements. The process of preparing and agreeing budget is a means of translating. Sini sawa tu, simple andika nataka kuandika naye. Kuna shida? Now, the process of preparing and agreeing budget is a means of translating the overall objective of the organization into detailed feasible plans of action. Hence, budget is any formalized system of forecasting, planning, monitoring, and controlling the use of resources. Budgeting is about making plans for the future. So when you're doing the budget, you are making some plans for the future, implementing those plans, and monitoring activity to see whether they conform to the plan. To do this successfully requires full top management support, cooperation and motivation, middle managers and staff, and well-organized reporting systems. We have budgetary controls. Budgetary control is a system of controlling costs and other quantifiable aspects of operation, which includes the preparation of budgets. You have the process of budgeting control. When you want to do the budget control, first of all, you have to establish a budget or target performance, and then record the actual performance. After that, you compare the actual performance with the budgeted, then calculate the difference and analyze the reason for them. Now, advantage of budgetary control. Budgeting compels managers to think ahead by formalizing their responsibilities for planning. So, when you're doing the budget control as a manager, it enables you to think ahead and formalize that responsibility for planning. Another advantage, budgeting coordinate the activities of various departments and functions of the business. So when you're doing the budget, you're bringing all the coordination of the activities, coordination of departments like the accountant, the purchasing team. We're bringing them together, so there's coordination of activities. Number 3, it increases production efficiency, eliminates wastage, and controls the costs. It pinpoints efficiency or lack of it. Budgetary controls aims of maximizing of profit through carefully planning and controlling. It provides a yardstick against which actual results to be compared. It shows management where the action is needed to remedy situation. It ensures that working capital is available for efficient operation of the business. It ensures that the working capital is, that is okay. It directs capital expenditure in the most profitable direction. Budget also aids in making arrangements for external financing. A budget control system assists in delegation of authority and assigning of responsibility. Limitation, disadvantages of budgetary controls. A budget plan is based on estimates. Budgets are based on forecast, and forecasting cannot be exact science. Danger of rigidity. A budget may create rigidity as organization members strictly operating within the budget. Budget is only a tool of management. Budgeting cannot substitute management, but it's only a tool of management. It is necessary that the entire organization must participate enthusiastically in program for the realization of the budget control. It's an expensive technique. The installation and operation of budgetary control is costly affair, as it requires the employment of specialized staff and involves other expenditures, so that small concern may find it difficult to adapt it. Types of budget and budgeting approach.
Types of budgets and budgeting approaches.
Yes.
Fixed and flexible budgets.
Yeah.
A fixed budget is a budget which is designed to remain unchanged irrespective of the volume of output or turnover attained. That is a single budget with no analysis of costs. On the other hand, a flexible budget is a budget which is designed to adjust the permitted cost levels to suit the level of activity actually attained. The process by which this is done is by analyzing costs into the fixed and the variable elements, so that the budget may be fixed according to the actual activity.
Functional budget.
Functional budget. Functional budget is one which relates to a function of the business, e.g., sales, production, etc. All functional budgets are summarized into what is known as a master budget. These functional budgets such subsidiary budget of the master budget. The following are examples of functional budgets: sales budget, production budget, raw material usage budget, purchase budget, wages budget, production overhead budget, selling and distribution cost budget, administration cost budget, capital expenditure budget, cash budget.
Incremental budgeting.
Incremental budgeting. This involves using prior year data and increasing the budget allocation for a new year. The increases may be based on specific parameters or more a percentage increase. The advantage of this process is mainly the time saved. Zero-based budgeting. Zero-based budgeting is a technique involves specifying every item of expenditure.
Umeshatoka? Unaweza ileta tuangalie au kwa nyumba? Poa.
Let up. Nani?
Incremental budgeting.
This involves using prior year data and increasing the budget allocation for a new year. The increases may be based on specific parameters or more a percentage increase. The advantage of this process is mainly the time saved. Zero-based budgeting. Zero-based budgeting is a technique involves specifying every item of expenditure. Functions. Critically,
Hello. Oh, buat nawa. Maka jambua na kuanga ambia tuone temba kaende.
PQ.
What?
PQRSTVW.
Malambo na timona na. Hata wewe ni yako.
This is so thick. Like this sound from. Not like this sound. I like this one thick. Hello, kita aku nyerada. I want kararan.
Someone say hi.
The brown karat.
Yes.
I love look this one.
So you're here today doing something different. Hope you are all well. You are all doing well. Say hi and subscribe. Say hi and subscribe. Subscribe. Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you. If you joined, subscribe, say hi. If you joined. Uncle Simeon, how are you? Mambo iko namna gani huko? Kaeni huko. Saki watu hapa. You have arrived. We are just starting. Hey. Very good news. Yes. Just trying. Nani exposinga umefikishana wapi? Exposinga. Jamaa umempeleka mbio sana bwana. Jamaa umempeleka mbio marathon. Ndio. Very tough. Nimekuona hapo na ni sawa. Ukikuja tutakusaidia. Kanyanga kabisa. Takutafuta Simeon. Takutafuta. Takutafuta, my brother. Tuongee maneno mawili matatu. Yes. Na kwa ama javi huyo fanya najua hapa hata kijana yake anafanya kazi kwani alikuwa anafanya hapa kwani anajua hapa alikuja hapa siku gani? Wajua ni sawa, lakini hapa anajua. Mtoto wa nani? Kwa hiyo kijana. Sio nasema ni mama yake alichukua.